Hey gamers, and welcome to my review of Pacman Championship Edition DX for the Xbox Live Arcade. Pacman's formula has been around for a long time now and it hasn't changed a whole lot over the course of 30 years. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, as this game is merely just plain old Pacman with HD graphics and some nice tweaks. So, has Pacman's classic formula run dry? Or has this game breathed new life to the little yellow gumball? Watch my review and find out. So the gameplay in this new Pacman is actually very close to that of the original Pacman, as it has the same, quote, gobble the pills premises. However, this time around Pacman has much more than just 4 ghosts to gobble up. At first you start off with around 2 ghosts usually, and as you pass by more ghosts and eat more pellets, more ghosts appear and start following you. The game's real difference between this and the original is that once you eat all the pills, the stage doesn't end. Once you eat all the pellets from one side of the board, a fruit or object appears. If you eat the object, a whole new maze appears as well as a new set of pellets on the opposite side of the stage. In this game, the goal is to get as many points as possible within the given time limit, or if you're playing time trials, your goal is to eat a set amount of fruit as fast as you can. To score points, you eat pellets, objects, and ghosts. Each pellet starts off as about 10 points. As you eat more pellets and ghosts without dying, your point value for pellets goes up. That's one way to gain points, but the easiest way to gain the big numbers is through the ghosts. Each time you pass a sleeping ghost, it will wake up and join the crowd of ghosts going by. Then every once in a while a power pellet appears that you can eat and take out all the ghosts that you've racked up. Like the original, the point values go up with each ghost that you eat, and it reaches upwards of 3,200 points per ghost. So if you've got like 30 ghosts following behind you, that's some serious points right there. Speaking of points, as you keep gaining points and eating ghosts, the speed of the characters go up as well. When you start the game, you can either choose a beginner, normal, or expert difficulty, which is what decides your speed at the beginning of the game. If you ever find yourself about to die, the game will zoom in and slow down, giving you just enough time to escape the potential death. However, if escape isn't possible, you can always use the new bomb feature, which allows you to blow up all the ghosts back to the center box. But be aware that you've only got a certain amount of bombs, so you don't waste them. Overall, the gameplay in Pacman Championship Edition DX is both familiar and new and is very enjoyable. Pacman has never really been known to have outlandishly awesome graphics, but then again, it doesn't need to, as this game looks great in its own respect. The game has several different types of visuals to choose from right from the start. You can use the classic blocky Pacman, a more smoothed out Pacman, or even a blown out 3D Pacman. There's many different options for visuals, as you can change the actual character designs themselves as well as the background. Regardless, the game is very colorful, vibrant, and trippy. The character sprites and backgrounds all move very smoothly and look very sharp. As a final word, I'd say the graphics look about as good as they can get for a game based on a 30-year-old title. All I can say for the music is hells yeah. The game's music is basically a small compilation of awesome techno music. Each song sounds somewhat similar to one another, but with something in the mix to make it different. Some range from getting your blood pumped to some calmer techno. All I know is that every time I play the game, I feel really pumped up and ready to go. Overall, it's a small soundtrack, but for a small arcade game, what can you expect? The music's extremely catchy, and every song appeals to you in every different way. Generally, Pacman is fun at first, but then gets a little repetitive. That, however, is not the case for this game. There are several different stages and game options to choose from. Each stage is structured slightly different from every other stage, which really isn't that noticeable, but just enough to where you know you're in a different stage. And with every stage comes new time trial challenges and such. Plus, like every Xbox game, you've got the achievements you can unlock, which adds some replay value. But honestly, this game is addictive and you'll probably find yourself going back to play around every so often just because it's that fun. Pac-Man Championship Edition DX is basically the revival that a classic icon like Pac-Man rightfully deserves. The game sports fun, classic, and new gameplay elements, a fantastic polish on an already recognizable graphics, an eargasmic soundtrack, and a pretty good lasting appeal. Overall, I would definitely recommend getting this game, as it's worth every Microsoft point spent. I'm rewarding Pac-Man Championship Edition DX with 5 Eaten Ghosts out of 5.